and welcome in everybody to Roll D5's AAPI month charity stream. We are so excited to see you all here. If you enjoyed the music that was welcoming you in, that is by Boy Girl Party, for which the lead singer is going to be one of our players today. Who could that be? We'll introduce everybody here, but first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We at Roll D5 are a one-off TTRPG channel looking to boost all sorts of indie systems. So amazing to see all of you wonderful folks in here. Today we are going to be playing in Gubat Banwa, which is a system by Makapatag, or Joaquin Kyle Saavedra, who is a TTRPG designer from Manila in the Philippines. Designed a number of awesome systems, and I think the best way to describe this one is like a Southeast Asian version of Final Fantasy Tactics, but there's really so much room to insert any culture that you connect with into the many islands of this vast world. We're going to introduce a little bit more about the system very shortly. My name is Julian, Juli or Juli CL. I'm going to be the GM for this, or the Umalagad, which is the term they use in the book for Gubat Banwa. But without any further ado, I would love to introduce our players. So we'll just go around clockwise. Let's start with Mel. Who are you, and who are you going to be playing for today?
Good day to you. My name is Melissa Lusk. I am a voice actor and a musician, and today I will be playing Liluan, a warrior Balian, like a war shaman deal. Excited to go.
Heck yeah. Who are you, Sekai?
Hi, my name is Sekai Murashige. I am a voice actor and actor based in New York, and I'll be playing a character named Ginu the Murder Glaive.
So true. Eli, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, hi, aloha kako. My name is Eli. I am a AP content creator for TTRPG games and stuff like that. And I'm playing Kaliko, an Ihariero Poi Dog. Yeah.
Amazing. And Jason.
Hello, I'm Jason. I'm a TTRPG player, occasional writer guy, and today I will be playing Tagompe, who is a dog boy war raider.
Amazing. Yes, indeed. These are classes that you might not be familiar with in the moment, but they will become very clear as to their functions very soon. Gubat Banwa was a much simpler system than you would expect. You're basically just rolling a handful of d10s when you want to do something, a handful of d8s when you want to defend against something, whether you are calling on the spirits to aid your allies or rushing in to attack things. Truly so excited to play in this system. We will be doing it Theater of the Mind instead of grid style, just to keep it a little bit straightforward and chill today, but we should still have a great time. So, without any further ado, let's get started on this adventure. Long ago, all of the mandalas, or nations, roughly, of the Sword Isles faced a strange, otherworldly threat of conquest. The Realazida Pálida, or the Pale Kings, these vampiric fey demons from the far-off, other-dimensional empire of Isohapa. They believed that Gubat Banwa and all of the Sword Isles were their birthright, and they sought to control it. They boasted immense power, magically, and in terms of armies, so it took the combined might of all of the mandalas coming together to drive them off in a bloody age. Though their influence stuck into the land like a nail, especially in the Lakanate of Banwa, where the learned mercantilism, imperialism, and religious zealotry of the Pale Kings were adopted by many of its leaders and people of power in that society. The threat of the Pale Kings returning that once hung over the Sword Isles like an axe head has been forgotten and brushed off by many. Some even claim that their empire was a myth, but people of their lineage still exist in the world, whether they believe in what they taught or not, and a new age of darkness is approaching the Sword Isles. And it falls upon you, the Kadunganan, our players, our handful of warriors who can change fate, to potentially make your names in the Sword Isles, maybe change the shape of this world. there are whispers that are only growing louder that under the continued rule of the Bataralakan Huanrekno, the current sovereign of Verbanwa, that he is trying to continue this imperialism that the Pale Kings were keeping up. Very imposing figure, wears a crown like a halo of flame, and one way or another, coming from different walks of life, you've all been brought together, whether it was through promise of honor, through promise of glory, or just trying to do the right thing. You've all come together in the fishing village of Gandhara, a small town, beautiful water, beautiful coast, but a strange, dark forest inland. And it was made known that Lakan Rekno ordered a covert raid on the village because of its strategic location. He's done this before, but this time it's in broad daylight. It was learned that trying to raid at nighttime would anger the Onglu, or the terrifying forest spirits. So instead, it looks like Virban was going to be raiding this place during the day. Just sending a bunch of ships in, children playing on the shore. Who cares? It's time to make your names known. So, your mission is simple. Stop the raid and save the village. Now, with that being said, you all approach at dawn. Whether you are walking together or not, you are met. Approaching the crest of a hill that is going to lead down into the village of Gandhara, you see a woman. We might know them as humans, but in this world, they are the Kawayanon, or the bamboo folk of the Sword Isles. She waves to you. She has a scar through one of her eyes, but is otherwise like a very fit-looking fisherwoman with a spear on her back. She says, "Hello, I believe you are the raiders that we've been waiting for. My name is Ligaya. The Fisher King has been waiting for you. I want to show you down into the village. Just want to make sure that you're the right people." And our viewpoint pans around to our party. Why don't we actually go in the same order? Let's start with Mel. Why don't you visually introduce your character to us?
Yeah, absolutely. Liluan is, I am going to just describe a illustration from the beautiful source book for Gubat Banwa. Liluan is like a 19-year-old in like a beautiful kind of rainbow silk robe that is like really fucked up on the bottom. Like it looks like she left the house in really nice things and they just refused to take care of them from that point forward. She's wearing a lot of gold in a pretty ostentatious way that she doesn't seem to realize is ostentatious. And like does a lot of swishing of her things. This is clearly somebody who like probably came from a little bit of money but doesn't understand that like that's not everybody's experience. And so as she's sort of encountering this Eligaya, there's like a little bit of like, I want to be respectful, but like I also want you to know that like I am the person you're looking for. So she's just gonna kind of like try to like approach the same height as best as she can and be like, yes.
Amazing. Ligaya looks you up and down and says, "Okay, you're affluent, Katu-sanon. Very interesting, very interesting." And just little shout out, by the way. Any donations made will go towards helping these adventurers on their quest. You can reward them with D10s to attack things or D8s to defend against things. That being said, the camera moves, I think, down to our next person. As Sekai, do you want to describe Jinu for the people?
For sure. Yeah, so Jinu, similarly, I took a lot of inspiration from the wonderful book here, and I saw this figure next to the Iro, the dog folk description. That was like a short, stout dog carrying a big, oversized like sword stick, and I kind of loved his like feeling. He has like a big old mustache, like you can't really see his eyes, little overgrown like fur. Clearly doesn't care too much about the aesthetics that he is portraying. It's sort of more just like, I'm here, I'm gonna do what I want. He's an old guy, he's just trying to complete his mission. And so I think he would approach, very like ham-fisted, sort of just like, I'm here, what are we doing?
Legaia looks down at you and says, "Whoa, okay, don't worry. The raid's not start yet. They're still gonna be coming in. You seem very eager though. I respect it, sir." And let's move over next to Eli. Who's your character?
Yeah, so Kaliko is also an Iro. They're a little bit probably taller, about like 5'8"-ish, but they're like really like pudgy and like a little they're with short kind of hair, brownish in color. They're wearing, their robage is like a mix of just like from like different places, all like same color, so it's kind of matching an overall like blue robage theme, but you can tell it's coming from like different places, so like gives a sense of like being like well traveled. Also like Kaliko has just like an adornment of just different types of like tattoos just all on their arms, down their, like anywhere where you can kind of see bits of skin, you can probably see just a little bit of like ink. They're all done in like the Tatau style of Polynesian tattoos. They have like wooden sandals that they're standing on, and on their back they have this like this giant double calabash looking instrument on their back. And then on their waist they have like a couple of weapons just chilling, but they're kind of like almost scratching their belly a little bit and just kind of more paying attention to like the beautiful scenery and the coast that's like right beyond them, down where the fishing village is, than they are paying attention to like everybody here. And they just look, yeah, they have just like a slight smile on their face and just casual, just enjoying themselves and everything around them. But yeah.
Yes, it is a truly beautiful day. As it's dawning, people are just starting to leave their homes in the village. You see a young Laksaman, or monkey folk child, running, being chased by a mother like down by the shore. And for our final character reveal, so far we have one human or bamboo folk and two dog folk. Jason, who are you playing today?
You see another dog folk. This is a 5 foot tall anthropomorphized redbone coonhound. This is Tugumpe. He is absolutely shredded. He has like, he's mostly shirtless. He maybe has like a vest, kind of like Liu Kang. And then he's also adorned in tattoos. Most of them are like really good and intricate, except for areas where he is able to self-administer tattoos. So like he's a righty, so on his left wrist there's tattoos that look different from the rest, and they are much worse. And yeah, he's also carrying a bunch of weapons and stuff, and he flashes his teeth at Legaia and says, I'm ready to kill. Let's do it.
Whoa, I respect it. You're getting right down to business. That's super cool of you, man. Kind of like looks you up and down, this super jacked dog. Hell yeah. So Legaia gestures for you all to follow, and you go down into the fishing village. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Super Dylan. You can shout out whether you want to give one of the players or me another D10, just mention them by name to help them out with what they do. Our wonderful Erika Ondowin is behind the scenes keeping track of everything and basically making sure that this stream has blood flowing through it, so really could not be doing this without her. So you all head down the hill into the fishing village of Gandhara. You see a few people kind of looking over to see all of you. You see a good mix of bamboo folk and other people of the Sword Isles. You see a Pakan, which is a bird folk who looks kind of like a crane. He seems like a little bit older. There's like a ruffled texture to his feathers as he's like sorting out a fishing net, looks up at you. Legaia continues leading you through the town, waving good morning. at the folks that come through. And finally, you all are led to the water, towards a very unremarkable looking person, a very unremarkable kawayanon, another human. Very, very skinny, like stick thin, wearing baggy clothes, fishing rod in the water, messy hair. Looks like he could just be someone's uncle. But Ligayan calls out and says, "Fisher King, the people have arrived." And he kind of turns up. You can see dark bags under his eyes. And this figure stands up, only at about 5'6". You now meet the Fisher King, Datu Balahura. Seems like a very unremarkable looking person, but there's a strange air to him, like he's seen all of this before countless times. And he says, "Welcome to our village. You are the warriors who are going to assist us. I hope that before any violence starts, I can treat you to food, to water." At this moment, as he's speaking, you see an aquatic animal start to rise up behind him in a bubble as the head of a whale shark just rises up in the water behind him and spits a spout of water at all of you. And he goes, "Oi, Talim, be nice. These are our guests." And the whale shark kind of like narrows its eyes and then drifts back into the water. Hello, everybody. My name is Datu Balahura. I lead this village. Is there anything that I can do for you folks in this time? And he looks to you, my friends. The day is yours. Ask him anything or chat. Feel free.
So what do you know about those who are going to be attacking?
They are of Banwa, so they've had to travel a bit of a way to get here. Their land raids initially seemed more intimidating than their naval ones, but they seem to have been put off by the Unglu, the forest spirits. They are not only dominant at night, but not to be trifled with in the forest, so this will be a naval raid. We expect them to be coming in from the beaches. We're going to guide the people out of the town before it begins. But I am well versed in the water. I was able to get information that they were coming over, and Talim and I, gestures at the whale shark who is poking its head out of the water, we'll be trying to hold off the naval forces. All you have to do, hold off whoever tries to dock and just drive them off. Should be pretty simple. Looks over at Jinu's giant weapon. Looks like you could probably split one or two of them in half, no problem.
Well, that really depends on how it goes. I have a question myself. I'm trying to figure out how we can finish this raid with the least amount of noise possible. Any weaknesses we should be looking out for?
You want to have this be a quiet
as possible. I understand there's a lot of noise that goes around in attacking.
Let's see. The beach has sand that you could potentially walk around on. Maybe quieter footfalls. Why?
Oh, my wife, she just has very sensitive hearing, and I just need to make sure that she's very far away, but it's very good.
How far away are we talking? Like a different island or?
Yeah. Wow. It's been so long since I've been back home.
Are you okay?
That's a great question. We'll get back to that. We'll focus on the battle at hand. No worries.
Okay, sure, no problem. You're weird. I like
Flutter
you.
off, little walk to the corner over there, and just be like, just like grumble to myself.
The tiniest dog steps. Awesome.
Just a little puppy shuffle.
The puppy shuffle is important.
My friends just got approved for a puppy today. I'm so excited. I just got a picture of all the little toys. So excited for
Nice.
them. That's not the point right now, though. Just that's what's in my heart. I think Luluan is really trying to cultivate like a sort of like stoic presence, but it just means that like she's just standing there like, yeah, like doesn't want to like ask questions because she feels like that'll betray that she doesn't have any idea what's going on. Yes. Are there any Balian on these boats?
I don't believe that Verbanwa utilizes Balian in the same way that us Katusanon do. I think there are potentially Balian in the village that you could speak to. We do, you're not going through this alone. Siga is going to be offering some assistance as well, and he just casually gestures over to the Laksaman, the monkey folk mother, before, who's like now carrying this like wiggling child in her arms. So you're not going to be going through this alone. It narrows his eyes at you. Now you look like a fish out the water here. What's your deal?
Oh, me?
A lot of gold you're carrying around for battle to the death.
I'm from Butuan. The gold is everywhere.
The
And
gold
so
is
I wear
everywhere.
it.
So you brought it with you to take your home with you, or?
No, I don't even notice I'm wearing this stuff most of the time.
Okay. It turns away from you immediately. Looks to you, Calico. Anything that we can do for you, my friend?
You got a place to rest?
Absolutely. Let me show you. And now, I think this is a great time to introduce the downtime mechanics of it all. Gubat Banwa, in addition to having combat mechanics, does have downtime mechanics that you can do. So just here's some options that you all can do. You can mingle with people, and we'll roll dice to see what happens. You can chat with people in the town. Let's see, you can change your discipline or fighting style, which I think we're gonna not do right now because this is a one-off. You could potentially go to the marketplace, get a valuable item. You could potentially go hunting. You could dance with hearts and thoughts, which is spending time with some of the individuals that you've spent so far to maybe learn more about them. And there's many others. You can feast as well. So why don't we just go one by one and see what folks want to do in this downtime? Whether you want to mingle, dance, hunt, feast, go to a market, etc.
I think part of what Kaliko wants to do is, yes, eat, because eating is important, and and you shouldn't, you shouldn't go into battle on an empty stomach. But also, I think they just want to try to mingle with people,
Mhm.
but their way of mingling is more of like let people come to them. So they want to like put out like a mat and some of their tattooing instruments, as well as a couple of their instruments that they carry with them, and kind of just lounge and enjoy the sun and see if somebody that piques somebody's interest, whether it's anybody in the party or anything like that. They're just casual. They've kind of like made this place their home, like they've always been here, and they're just, this is something that they typically do on like a Sunday afternoon, is just go and hang out somewhere and just see who they meet along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see who all approaches you. So let's call this a town talk roll. So
Sure.
What you are going to do is you are going to pick one of your alignment stats, being your fire, water, earth, air, or metal, and describe how you are using that aspect of your personality. For example, if you decide to use earth, which is kind of like your charisma and social skills, you'd roll a number of d10s equal to your earth stat. But you could potentially make an argument for other ones as well.
I think I will use Earth because it's more about their like general natural like charisma and like their just their general nice energy that seems to like that those kinds of people that just kind of like people you want to just like gravitate to even if you're strangers, like that kind of situation.
Fantastic. So why don't you roll a number of d10s equal to your Earth stat?
For sure.
You want to get 6s and up.
Oh, I got 110, and that's it.
Okay, that is still 2 successes.
Okay.
So 10s are kind of like your crits in this system, though it's not as dramatic as in many other dice-based systems. But you do get 2 successes, which is a full success, I believe. Yeah. So that means you get information. You get a little bit of information about the town, about the people within it. Let's say that you come across another fisherman. He is an older bamboo folk, an older human, bristly mustache, not a lot of hair left on his head, and he starts to sign to you. It seems like he might be mute. He introduces himself as Kamuning, and that he is going to be one of the warriors who's going to be helping the Fisher King with everything. And he's just going to tell you, just in sign, that if you make it to the other side of this, the respect that the village has given to the Unglu, the forest spirits, so long as they maintain that good relationship, there might be a beautiful festival of lights tonight that you all might get to partake in. Called the Lungsad Liwanag, a way to celebrate with the people. So he tells you to do your best and survive. So long as you can survive this encounter, it might not necessarily need to become a kill everybody on sight situation. This might be a defense situation. And the floor is open if you want to ask him about anything else too.
Yeah, I wanna know more like about him, like his disciplines or like anything about like his time in the village or something that he likes to do on his time. I also want to offer him, since he gave me some information, to tattoo him or to like trade something back to him if he wants. But yeah, just general, just like wanting to get to know him more, his story, his what he's all about. And just connect to him, make him my friend. Yeah.
Heck yeah, friends.
Friendship.
Yeah, very, very down for that. And in the world of Gubat Banwa, rather than using currency, there are social systems of honor and debt. So when you do something for someone, they might owe you a debt, for example. So this is a perfect encapsulation of that. He gave you this information. Maybe you give him a nice tattoo, and as you go through the process of it, he is just kind of catching you up that he's been an old warrior. He's been alive for a very long time. He's seen as the tides change, as the moons change, as the worlds change, many different things have happened to the land of Gatusan. He finds it very interesting that so many people of the Pale King's bloodline have been able to assimilate into Gatusan, and they seem to be doing okay, but it is a little bit of baggage that they carry with them from the war of it all. And he hopes that, above all, he'll keep his people in the village safe. Awesome. So let's pass on over who wants to do a downtime activity next. Any sort of chatting, dancing, feasting, hunting, etc.
When I see Calico open up her mat of tattoo instruments, I just go over there as well. I'll wait till after they finish with the first warrior, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so cool. You know, I'm actually something of an artist myself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Show me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously, this is the canvas right here, and he shows you just the front and back of his left wrist, It's filled with the most terrible tattoos you've ever seen.
I think Kaliko is looking at them though, with like nicest, like intrigue, like very like awe, like oh, like you did that. That's your stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like Kaliko will like also like pull up like the sleeve of the wrap that they have, and then you'll see like a very intricate tattoo. How long have you been studying?
I haven't been able to formally train. Yeah, I'm kind of self-taught. And I've been doing it since I was like a kid. Just, I don't get the chance to do it that often, but could you like teach me how to be better at it?
Like Kaliko kind of like almost like, oh, like I thought you'd never, yeah, and they get like super excited, so they like start taking out their instruments, and kind of start showing you a little bit about like what they do. Like they use fishbone and wood to kind of tap the ink, and like how they kind of their little ink bits and stuff. And would you like me to tattoo you? I can show you better if I just do it here.
That would be great.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll also start tattooing them and stuff like that.
I think this prompts a roll from Jason to see how well you're able to tank the tattooing of it all. So I would love you to roll. Let's see which alignment makes sense here. Probably fire for fourth strength or ferocity to try and just see how well you're taking the process of being tattooed by a very legit artist.
Okay.
So Jason's just going to roll a number of d10s equal to his fire stat. We're looking for 6s and higher.
I got 1 6 and 1 10, and the rest were under.
Okay. Listen, Kaliko. Tagunpei's jacked. Like, he might not be the best tattoo artist, but this just seems to be like a walk in the dog park for him.
Oh yeah, and like there's a sense of pride in like seeing them being able to handle it, without any complaint or any like flinching, as they're just focused on doing that. Kaliko will ask them as they're doing that. It's like, so if you were to ever get formal training, do you know where you would go?
I was just gonna wing it, just try and like continue to self-teach or just practice on whoever's down, This is a lot better than how I've been doing it, by the way. I usually just carve my designs in the skin with a knife and then just rub like charcoal into it and then blow on it.
Not the safest way to do that. Not the safest way. Yeah, it's all about gently pushing the ink under the skin.
This is so much better. Thank you.
Yes, of course. If you are ever in need of actual formal, education at any point in your journey, if you feel that that's necessary, you should visit my home islands at I can't pronounce it, Banan. That's where I learned. I learned from the masters there, or people in my town, in my community, in my village. Something that we kind of grew up doing, and it's a learned thing. But you should definitely seek some type of formal education.
Yeah, that's amazing. In my village, they just taught us how to kill people. So this sounds a lot better.
I mean, I get it. I also know the way of the sword. And it kind of art and fighting and violence kind of go hand in hand. So, you can't just polish one sword without, sharpening your other tools.
Whoa. I have to write this down. And he pulls
not on your arm.
He pulls out a scroll. He pulls out a scroll and starts writing it down. But you see his handwriting is also terrible. He's got a long way to go.
Awesome. I'll wrap up the tattoos. Just like a kind of like a band on the arm. Nothing too big. Nothing too ornate, but yeah, something very simple and nice.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Fantastic. I love how you come from this place where you learned how to kill people, but you're just so down to like admit when you're like making mistakes. You're a very healthy worldview. I love it. So we go away from Tagumpe and Calico, and let's ask what Jinu and Liluan are up to. And if you want to do something together, you're totally fine to do that.
Liluan's kind of curious about talking with the other shaman in town.
Mhm.
So she's probably going to head over that way. And I imagine that her child is very loud. So that may not be where Jinu wants to be.
No.
We see Jinu just like turn away.
So yeah, there's like to screech. I have a 2-year-old, so yeah, like I have the screeching monkey is in my life every day. But Liluan comes over and kind of, says, "Po,
Wah, Mama, I want to be a fish!" Screaming.
And that. So there's a moment where like Liluan knows that like she should like do something about this as like the younger person here to like take responsibility for the kid and give the mom a break, but she doesn't wanna. She does not want to. So there's like maybe she like takes a bauble off and is like, "Look, it's pretty."
Give me. Did you throw it?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you were gonna do like a little jingle toy. You
No, I'm
just threw a
doing-
piece
just
of
doing-
jewelry.
Just doing fetch.
All right, give me some type of roll for that. You can make it either
Okay.
air for the dexterity of it all, or
Mhm.
metal for the performance of it all.
Oh, we're gonna go metal.
Mhm.
All right, got. Are we trying to make a 6?
As many 6s as possible.
No, we got 1 8.
Just
1
one
8.
8.
Yeah.
What's your metal stat?
4.
So you rolled 4 and only one of them was a 6 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, it's still a success. So you know what happens? The little Laksaman monkey folk eyes widen. He goes, "Ooh!" Runs over to the piece of jewelry, grabs it, and chucks it into the ocean. And then at this moment, the woman looks so sorry. She's like, "I am so sorry about that. I can go get that back. Don't worry. We have a lot of people who are very excellent swimmers in this village."
No, it's okay. I can swim. Don't worry. I lose things all the time. But I wanted to ask you. So I'm going to do the mingle. I'm going to try to mingle
Yes.
with this mom. But I want to ask her about the forest spirits and ask her to tell me what she can about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So-
So this is one of the rare cases with Mingle where you roll a d6.
Yeah.
Do you have one on hand?
Mm-hmm. And I got a 2.
A 2. All right. A 2 does say that they're a little wary of you. So not hostile, but she's like, we don't speak so lightly of the Unglu. We respect their territory. They respect ours. They've kept the village safe for a long time just by being here.
Yes, I understand that. And I understand that that's why that this raid is happening on the beach this time or it's going to be a naval raid because the spirits are so powerful. Is that right?
Yes. And you are Balyan as well?
Yes, and I will sort of like pull out my pair of like ritual knives and present them as humbly as I can manage.
She nods and says, "You and I are both Balyan. Seem to be coming from very different backgrounds, but yes, you know as well as any that the spirits are to be respected and worked with. They do not work for us. So I will."
Yeah. No, I know.
Yes, of course. I will do what I can to keep you all safe in the coming battle. Just watch out for yourself as best as you can.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to protect you guys. So,
Yes, but a dead Kadunganan is no longer Kadunganan.
Yeah.
Just the corpse.
But we talk to spirits all the time, right?
I suppose that's true.
And I will I will kind of like pull as best as I can and go get my stupid earring from the water.
Incredible. Gina, you definitely see this monkey child screaming as they're throwing this earring around. What are you up to?
I think when we were all convening, I think I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go check out that sand real quick. So I think he's gonna go to the water, and I think, despite his little stout, little very I don't care about one kind of expression, he has taken a lot of time in his life taking care of his wife. So I think he also wants to make sure that his newly formed team has good food, and I think he's gonna go hunting, maybe check out some fish, hopefully maybe get some fish from the water, actually probably also check out the sand. I think he's very serious about that too.
Awesome. So as you run over and check out the sand, kind of feel it out, it's good sand. It's it's beautiful white sand. Not a lot of sediment or rock broken off into it. It's very soft. You're like, only the whole world
Good
can
sand.
be this soft and quiet and noise absorbent. And as you're thinking this, the two eyes of the Fisher King's whale shark just kind of poke up and look over at you.
So what's your deal? He's
A few bubbles just come out of the water.
all right, yeah. Well, I've got some fish that I need to catch. Not you. I would think about catching. You are pretty big. You'd be big. I think you'd be very tasty. All compliments. I'm.
A spout of water is just kind of shot over your head in an arc.
Yeah, I've never been great at this talking thing. It's kind of nice, but I'm glad that you seem like a very good listener, and I appreciate that from you. You remind me of my wife in many ways. I like the water thing you do. Very cool. I hope.
Want to roll for
friends.
hunt?
Yeah, let's do it.
Talking to a fish, absolutely.
What alignment do you think that would be?
Yes. So this is actually the way that hunting works is let's see. Yeah, so this is going to be some alignment. So you know what? You can probably argue whatever alignment you're strongest with. That's the min-maxer of it all. You're like, yeah, if metal's your strongest, I have to be pretty precise to do this. If fire's your strongest, yeah, I really squeezed the life out of those fish. Whatever one's your highest, you can probably try to make an argument for it.
Yeah, let's do fire. So, take a big swing with his big old hammer into the water. You gotta hit something, right?
You just stab the water and see what happens.
All right. And I got 1-8.
Incredible. So that is a success. That is one success. So you gain 2 hunting loot, which is things that you can trade in exchange for other things. And Talim, the whale shark, gives you a little upward nod before sinking back into the water.
Farewell, friend. And then I just walk off.
As you say farewell, friend, the monkey child goes, "What are you doing?
Ah!
You're talking to a fish!"
No. It's not just a fish, okay? He's my
I'm going
friend.
to tell my mom about you, Mom! Mama!
Nobody understands me.
Incredible. Fantastic. So you spend your time in the village of Gandhara, catching up with these people, preparing to get ready. Let me go ahead and make a feast roll for all of you. So I'm just going to roll a d10 to see what happens at the feast. you impressed or helped a person or a group of people. All of you have been doing that kind of naturally. The village already is in debt for you. In debt to you. Just for, really it seems like breathing some happiness, some joy, something different into this populace of people that, now that you've spent a little bit of time in here, they were a little bit scared. So the way that the debt system works is you can kind of cash in debts, and if you need anything from the village, they can give it to you to absolve their debt. Not a currency system, a trade system, including of honor and debt of it all, which I love. So good job. The Fisher King, Datu Balahura, the skinny, short, stick-like man with the messy hair, goes, right, Talim has felt the water and says that the Banwa ship will be approaching soon. So I'm going to go with Ligaya, gestures to the one-eyed woman who met you before, and also with Kamuning, who was the mute warrior that you spoke to, Calico. And we are going to make it difficult for them to land as many of their ships as possible. Talim, our village whale shark, real little ship, so I think we can pull this off just fine. Prepare yourself. May honor be with you, Kadunganan. And please don't die. You're all quite fun. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say die never. So that says it.
We give like a deep, like solemn bow to the Datu of like it's too much. It's too much of a bow.
You are going to touch your face to the floor at that rate. Be very careful. That jewelry looks so heavy. You might fall over.
No, I don't. Most of the time, I don't even feel it.
Remarkable that you keep your balance at all. You really don't feel that?
Mm-mm. It's like a part of me. I also have like acrylic somehow.
Inlanders. He sighs and he puts like a fishing rod on his back, and then he goes outside. In this big open air feast, you see him very casually strolling with his fishing rod. He suddenly takes like a running start, leaps way higher than you'd expect a man of his stature to leap. The whale shark catches him on his back and they both dive into the water together. The guy says, "Okay, have fun everybody, bye," and waves at all of you. Kamuning gives you, Calico, a gesture of good luck in sign before they run off as well. They both have spears on their back, and it seems like these two are another Gubat Banwa exclusive class, the Buwaya Lancer, because they both get on crocodiles and then are taken to the shore and into the water. Yeah. Stats for the Fisher King, by the way, he's a reflavored Swordfish Cavalier, which is my favorite class in Gubat Banwa, because you're riding a swordfish. It's sick.
So cool. So cool.
Right? Okay. So, it is now daytime. The sun is bright. It is the hot afternoon sun, beaming down on you. You all see in the distance a ship approaching. And Erika, let's get a music change. Let's switch on over to the Pass Without a Trace track that we have. You all see a ship approaching, one with the ashen star of the Lakanet of Virbanwa. In the world of Gubat Banwa, the Lakanet is the nation that was most affected by imperialism. They fell on its sword, and then they decided to learn from it. Try to unite all of the Sword Isles under their banner. Gandhar is a strategic checkpoint, so you see these ships approaching. Many of them adorned with the ashen star of the religion of Virbanwa. And as these ships approach, they start to fire off cannons, as you see that it seems like they have Tiglantaka, or cannoneers, as part of their forces. You see Liluan. You see the fellow warrior Balian. Her name is Siga. Siga says, "Go, everybody, go!" And she is gesturing for everybody to move, the villagers to move. She looks to all of you before entrusting her child to the crane bird folk, Pakan, that you all saw earlier. "I'm going to back you up from a distance. Do your best. Stay safe," as the ships are approaching. There is suddenly a wave of water that crashes into one of the Banwa ships, and you can see that the Fisher King is atop it, fishing rod on his back, whirling it around his head, trying to fend off these boats. You all get into your poses, but it does look like one boat has broken the ranks. You'll only have to defend against one boat. Surely it can't be that bad, as it approaches all of you. Can we please describe visually, emotionally, how we're all feeling as the boat is approaching? Readying your weapons or anything? Because the boat... Yeah, go ahead.
I think Tagunpe is pulling out his Campilan sword. He undoes the bandage of the tattoo that he got the previous night, even though he's probably not supposed to, but this seems right. He's going to make sure it's exposed to the sun. And he wants it to be the last thing his enemies see before they die, is this tattoo that his new friend gave to him. So he throws the bandages off and it flies away in the wind, and he's got his sword ready. And he's kind of poised to run directly into the water and attack the boat directly.
The boat?
Yeah, he's not smart.
Incredible. So Tagunpe is running up, absolutely. What do the rest of you do? Doesn't have to be anything mechanical, just for the visual image of it all. Because you know what, Jason? For that awesome description, I'm going to reward you with a Thunderbolt token. A Thunderbolt token is a balancing mechanic in Gubat Banwa, where if you either describe something awesome, or if you completely fail on an attack roll, it's kind of a way to balance it, where you have this token that you can use to turn any miss into a hit. So, boom, you got one, and I want to give them to all of you. So, however you want to do it.
I think Kaliko is gonna get as close as they can to the shore, or in the general direction of where Tenfei went. I think they've at least taken the outer garments of their robage off, so it's a more what's like a shirt, and the malo that they wear. And then all of their weapons just on their hips. But they once they get to the shore, they're gonna take that calabash gourd that they had on their back, and it's not like a bag or something that holds weapons or anything. It's actual an instrument. And I think they're just going to put it on, strike it onto the ground and strike it with their hand, and it just makes this very dark, deep tone that just seems a little bit it shouldn't make that loud of a noise, but it just seems to kind of pulse and break out as their demeanor kind of goes from that casualness to something a little bit more focused, as now they're keeping their eyes just on that boat that's coming in and waiting for the right time to start actually getting in there. While Tenfei's out there gung-ho and stuff like that, Kaliko's taking a moment to assess the situation before striking.
The contrast between these two warrior dogs is incredible. And as you prepare yourself with your equipment, Kaliko, you can get a Thunderbolt token as well. So you can use that to turn any miss of yours into a hit. Who else?
So I think Gino, your Gino, Liluan is, she pulls out her pair of whalebone knives again, and takes a step back from the water. The water is not her favorite, and that is where she had to spend her whole life. So she's just gonna back up a little bit, and crouch down and press each knife into the ground and like make a circle around her in the sand. And as she is like incanting, performing this rite, you see all the colors of her robe kind of like aura photography style, just kind of like fizzle out and grow into like a halo of color around her body, and her eyes kind of do something that they shouldn't do. And then as she stands up, entering this war dance, she is going to summon a Naga spirit, which is gonna sort of fizzle up from the sand and swim around her body.
That is sick. Take your Thunderbolt token
yeah.
now.
Bam!
And Jinu, how's our old dog preparing for combat?
Yeah, I think he would, on the sand, very in his element. I think he's like, oh, I'm too old for this kind of feeling. Just like kind of get up, pull out the giant weapon from back of his hand, like from his back, kind of just swing it around almost as a flourish. It's like, oh, this looks so big, looks so heavy, super light for me. Stick it right into the sand, and it's like, too loud.
And on the note of too loud, we will be taking a break in just a moment, as when we resume, it will be time for combat to settle the conflict of this session, because in the world of Gubat Banwa, the question is not whether there should be violence or no, but rather when and how much. Oh, the ads came at a perfect time, I guess. For folks who are subscribers, before we go on break, I will just add the music that you will be listening to on break is by Boy Girl Party, which is Mel's band. And when we return, we will be hitting you all with some official Gubat Banwa music. There's 15 more seconds left on this ad. Either way, I think we're good to take a break now. We will see you all in 10 minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
and let the knowledge out. Oh, brother, gonna be a teacher one day. Yeah, you're gonna show you what it's all about. I like this is that. It's complicated, cause I know it, but I can't explain it. Sister gonna be a mama one day. Yeah, she gonna show you what it's all about. She gonna be an expert on mama things. She gonna make a mama's mama proud. Oh, sister gonna be a mama one day. Yeah, she gonna show you what it's all about. I like this is that. It's complicated, cause I know it, but I can't explain it. No, you didn't wanna hurt nobody. No, you did whatever that you thought was good. I know you're trying to fix it like everybody, trying to make a home out of the neighborhood. No, you didn't wanna hurt nobody. No, you did whatever that you thought was good. I like this is that. It's complicated, cause I know it, but I can't explain it. Oh, I can't explain it. Brother gonna be a teacher one day. Yeah, you're gonna show you what it's all about. You're gonna be an expert on everything. You're gonna break your mind and let the knowledge out. Brother gonna be a teacher one day. Yeah, you're gonna show you what it's all about. I like this is that. It's complicated, cause I know it, but I can't explain it. Oh, I can't explain it. But I know, you know. This is that. It's complicated, but I know it, but I can't explain it. You know. This is that. It's complicated, but I know it, but I can't explain it. This is that. It's complicated, cause I know it, but I can't explain it. You know. You don't look as different as I thought you would. Remember when I kissed you just because I could, and everything still looks the same. It feels the same to me. Oh, maybe after all this time, I cannot trust my memory. Same old feeling, same old shirt you always wear.
welcome back to the second part of our Gubat Banwa session, where combat has begun!
Yeah, baby.
Now, Gubat Banwa, Rejoice in the Glory of Combat, is a very wonderful, in-depth combat system that I will be walking you through as things happen. Combat is called fulmination, which is like a word meaning like a crash of thunder. Turns are called rhythm, and actions are called beats. It's supposed to invoke the image of like traditional war drums happening. Now, to paint the visual image for you all, the Virbanwa ship approaches you for Kadunganan with Tagumpe up front. So you, Tagumpe, are first to see that rappelling down the side of the ship are 3 Virbanwa soldiers. There is one buzz-cut bamboo folk, a guardian sentinel class of enemy with a giant shield made of wood with reinforced metal throughout it. Rappelling down next to them is a man with a feather cap and a mustache and a large spear, a Lancer class raider enemy. And hanging back near the top of the ship and slowly rappelling themselves down with a little portable cannon on their back, this is a Piglantaka, or cannoneer. They are a smiling orange kamikam, or catfolk. So a little bit of humanoid features around the face, but definitely pointed cat ears. And with a crash of thunder, the fulmination begins. Now, Erika, we have gotten permission from One Floor to use their track. Before we dive into that, just want to, once again, thank you all so much for being here. If you want to help any of the players in this combat, you can donate to give people D10s and D8s for this combat. And we at Roll D5 really appreciate you being here. We're sponsored by some awesome people, such as Gemmed Firefly, which is TTRPG themed merch, where all the funds go to charity. And we're doing this stream for charity. So, anytime you want to donate, just do so in chat. Shout out who you want to give it to, or you can give it to me if you want to see me give the players trouble. And we will go ahead and do that. So, first up, we are going to play the music, I believe it is I Invoke by One Floor, as our first combat music. This is official Gubat Banwa music from their YouTube channel. We got permission to use it from Makapatag. One Floor composed it. They are wonderful. Let's do this thing. So, first, what we are going to do is establish the order the combat is going to go in. It is going to alternate enemy, player, enemy, player, enemy, player. So the first enemy that is going to go is going to be the Guardian. Which of you wants to go next? I will post this order in the chat so you can keep track of it.
I think it should be Tenbe.
Do you want it to be Takumbe? Absolutely. All right. That does make sense. You are up front. And then after that, I will put the, let's see. Let's put the Lancer. Who wants to go after the Lancer?
I feel like Liloan's probably last.
I think the healer going last is good. So does either Kaliko, let's have Kaliko go next then. So let's go Kaliko after that. Let's have the Piglantaka, the Cannoneer. Let's have Jinu. And hey, wait a second. How do you alternate player, NPC, if there's a different number of players and NPCs?
Yeah, how?
Well, a fun thing about Gubat Banwa is that when there are less enemies, they're still going to go for the same amount of turns. So I'm just gonna throw the Guardian in there again, because why not? And then we'll end with Lilua. So the fulmination order, which I'm going to be posting in the Zoom chat, as well as the Discord chat, so you all can see it and refer to it. The order is going to be the Guardian, and then it is going to be Jason or Tagumpe, the enemy Lancer, Kaliko, the enemy Piglantaka Cannoneer, Jinu, the Guardian again, and then Liv 1. So that being said, we dive into the order Tagumpe, you are face down by this shield-wielding guardian with a buzz cut. He looks down at you and says, "You're in the way," and he is going to make a strike at you. So he is going to roll a number of d10s, and you are going to roll a number of d8s. Let me just make sure I know exactly what the guardian can do. Because I want to roll for it. This game can be played GM-less because you can roll for what all of the NPCs and baddies do. So, he is going to make 2 movements and then inflict violence or attack you, Tagumpe. So, he is just going to straight up charge at you, use all of his movement, and he is going to attack with his brave stat. You are going to roll posture against this, Tagumpe.
Okay.
A number of d8s equal to posture.
Yep.
Ooh. All right, so he got 3 successes, 3 hits. How many misses? How many 6 and ups did you roll on your d8s?
I got 2 8s and 1 miss.
Okay, so you only take 1 point of damage. Please describe how you're able to shake off his attack.
I guess as he lunges at me with his shield, I kind of dodge out of the way, but it catches me like right across the side of my chest here, and maybe opens up a small wound, but for the most part, I'm a lot faster than a guy with a big shield.
Absolutely, you are. And now, Tagumpe, it is your turn. Now, like in Pathfinder, you have 3 actions or beats, but movement is included on there. The good news, Tagumpe, because this guy is within melee range of you, you can just start doing your inflict violences or martial arts abilities on him.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do Bleeding Steel Monsoon like 3 times. I think I'm just inflicting violence.
Sure.
several
Absolutely.
times.
Yeah, so you are going to roll the corresponding stat there, whether it's an alignment or brave. And he's going to roll posture against it. That being said, the second time you use it, you're going to be using less d10s to attack with.
Gotcha.
And the third as well.
Okay. How many less? Like 1 less?
2 less the second time and 3 less the third.
Oh, okay.
So it might also be good to consider other abilities. And he's going to roll posture against it. His posture stat, which is like defense, is 5. So he's going to roll 5d8. Let's see.
Okay, then I'm not just gonna do 3 attacks. I'm gonna use Sea Demon Fire Kamagi, which lets me light my sword on fire, and then that just has some boosts, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you see anything in there, you're not sure of terminology. If you're like, oh, this inflicts eviscerate, I can look that up for you.
Yeah, it inflicts eviscerate.
Cool. I'm pretty sure. Wow, what do you know? I think eviscerate just discards the first defense die. Let me double check the violence glossary, which is a very important resource for anyone running this game. Let's see. I think that just discards the first defense die. And he only got 1 success, so all of your attacks hit. So how many hits did you get against him?
I got 2 successes, but one of them was a 10.
Oh, okay. So a 10 is 2 successes. So is that 3 successes total?
3 successes on the first beat, yeah.
Okay, so he's taken 3 damage. And the way this works is you're not just rolling to hit. Each success is a hit. So you did 3 successful hits against him. This is supposed to invoke like high flying sword strikes. So yeah, 3 successful attacks already. Boom.
Cool. And my sword is on fire, so when you roll a 10, roll another attack tooth, it says.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, you just get to roll an additional d10 when you roll a 10.
Okay, I missed. But yeah.
All good. Fantastic. So that was the Guardian's turn. It's now going to be the Lancer's turn. Tagumpe, you're not the tank, but you're up front. So, yeah, it's going to attack you. So the Lancer, let me roll a d8 to see what it wants to do. This enemy Lancer with a feather in his cap is going to make a movement towards you, He's going to inflict violence, and then he's going to deflect, which is a defensive maneuver. So he takes a quick little spear strike, so you're going to roll posture against it again. He has quite a few d10s to roll because he's an attacker. Roll this. So that is, with an 8 and a 9, 2 hits. How many misses did you roll on the defend? 6 and higher.
I missed 2, but one of them was an 8, which was the max. Does that help?
The 8, there's no critting on defense, unfortunately.
Okay.
But, so you rolled 2 misses and he rolled 2 hits. Wow, so you completely fend off his lance. He kind of growls at you and takes a defensive stance. Very nice. All right, let's get some other folks into the combat. Let's get Kaliko in there.
Okay.
All good. So,
I want to get into this fray, but I want to use my Song of Swords, which I think will help everybody. I just don't know what is reprisal? I can't find it.
let me see.
Because I have to spend reprisal to do stuff.
Oh, I think that's under your class traits, perhaps? Your discipline traits? Let me see. Yes, whenever an ally with Sword Rhetoric is the target of an attack from an enemy, you may gain 1 reprisal. So reprisal is a resource you gain when your allies are attacked.
Okay.
So you might not have any yet. Actually, wait a second. At the start of violence, give Sword Rhetoric to every ally in the battlefield whenever an ally with Sword Rhetoric is a target of an attack from an enemy. Oh, you have 2 reprisal, because Tagumpe was attacked twice.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I want to use my Sword of Song and use Invigorating Verse to kind of help mainly Tafunge. So I'm going to spend 1 reprisal, and then it gives all allies a burst in 2 block 1.
Okay, awesome.
Burst 2 and block 1, sorry.
Awesome. No, all good. So burst is an area of like 2 squares around you, and because we're kind of theater of the minding it, I'm just assuming you're all kind of bunched together.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you get 2 additional block, so you are very defensive now with Kaliko invigorating you like this.
Yeah, and I think like their song is like, 'cause Kaliko is just standing on the shore still, and I think they're kind of looking at like, yeah, there's the boats and stuff like that, but they're also kind of looking at the sky because, you know, one time in their travel they met somebody on the road, and they know that like an eagle that is nearby is kind of like that. But as they're kind of looking around, getting themselves ready, they start to just kind of sing a song, and it's like most people won't like be able to understand exactly what it is, but they're kind of like singing this song that talks about the village that they were in, the people that they met, and all of that stuff, and using that, just that kindness, that warmth, and all of that moment goodness that we had for a second, use that as a way to invigorate and kind of give that sense of protection around all of everybody on the battlefield.
Heck yeah. I love it. All right.
That's
Sword
awesome.
Poet powers kick in. By the way, there are broadly 5 class archetypes in Gubat Banwa. Jason is playing a raider, so he's like a fast attacker. Both Sekai and Eli are playing defenders, but very different types of defenders. Sekai is like the big, slow, hulking AoE attack defender, and then Kaliko is more of this like support defender that boosts allies but keeps everybody safe. So a lot of flavor within the different martial arts archetypes here. Great turn. Was that all of your 3 actions?
I think so. I don't know how many actions it takes to do Song of Swords, but
Let me see.
I don't think I'm in attacking range for anybody just yet to do anything else.
Totally fair. All right, so I'll move next to the Tiglantaka, the Cannoneer. So what the Cannoneer is going to do, just me control F'ing in the PDF to find all of the enemy classes. Let's roll a D8, see what they're going to do. They are going to move onto the shore, and they are going to make a ranged attack. They're going to make a ranged attack at, let's say, Jinu.
Oh.
So Ginu, you're going to roll posture. I think you have 4 for posture,
Yeah,
right?
and I also have this this discipline trait called Makayao, which is well, so like at the beginning of violence, like you choose one of these like aspects, and while in this aspect, whenever I suffer an attack, I gain a murder charge up to 5, and I also have +1 defend against all attacks, but suffer -1 speed.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, you gained that murder charge, my friend. I also double-checked the way the Cannoneer works. They do have an area of effect attack, so they are going to attack both Liluan and Ginu. So both of you roll posture against this blast of cannon fire. No 10s, luckily. So 3 hits were dealt with the cannon blast. So how many blocks or misses did each of you get?
Should I do 4 dice, or should I do 5 for the Makayao effect?
Let's do 5. So 5d8.
I got 2.
Okay, so you take 1 damage, little one.
I got 7 and an 8, so I got 2 as well.
Okay, so you also only take 1 damage, Ginu. As this catfolk cannoneer takes their cannon down and fires a blast. Very nice. Oh, yeah. You can use one of your beats to parry or take a defend action to just give yourself an extra defend die. Kind of like the Lancer did. So if you're never sure what to do, you can just block. So Kaliko, if you wanted to have blocked afterwards, totally.
Okay. Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, you were right, chat. That actually is an ability. You can literally make the choice to attack, or like move, attack, block. Like, it's a very dynamic combat system. Let's move down to Ginu now.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, I think I'm going to. How far is this? The person who just attacked us from me? I would say.
Let's just say within movement range.
Close? Yeah,
so if you want to just use a movement to get there, you can.
Yeah, I will use a movement to get there, and then I'll use my technique Sinful Blade. So I'll spend 1 beat to strike with the Darkness of Passion. It's a melee Earth Faith attack versus an adjacent fighter, inflicting Provoke.
Nice.
This is 1+1 per 6+ on the attack teeth, which I don't exactly know what that means for.
Let me
attack.
check. So you're making a faith attack, which means you are going to be rolling your faith die to see how many hits you land. Let me just search murder in the PDF and see. To double check your abilities.
Yeah.
What's the name of the ability again?
Sinful Blade.
Sinful Blade. Spend 1 beat, so 1 action with the Darkness Passion melee or faith attack versus an adjacent fighter inflicting provoke. Okay, so they have to attack you. 1+1 per 6+ on the attack. Okay, so it's basically additional stacks of provoke depending on how many hits you get. So yeah, go ahead and roll faith, and they're gonna roll resistance against it.
Sounds good.
Are you attacking the Lancer, the Cannoneer, the Guardian?
Let's do the Cannoneer.
Sure. So you run up to this this tiny dog runs up to this catfolk who hisses at you. They're gonna roll 3d8 to try and defend. Only one. Oh, yeah, only 1 success. So they're gonna reduce this damage by 1. How many hits did you get?
I only got 1 success.
Okay, but the good news is you gain a Thunderbolt token.
Nice.
So you can you now have 2, and you can turn any misses into hits.
Cool.
So you swing your glaive around, and the catfolk very dexterously jumps away from their cannon to avoid it.
Nice. And I guess I'll use that last beat. Do I have to have hit the person to tack on this perversion effect with that Sinful Blade?
Probably, but I'll allow it.
Cool.
I think it's cool. So
Sounds
you can
good.
inflict Brave down on them. So you've reduced their Brave to 4 now when they attack.
Let's do it. Yeah, sounds good.
Very nice. It's the Guardian's turn now. He's just gonna go ahead and attack Tagumpe again. So Tagumpe, go ahead and roll your defense. Ooh, okay, so that is 3 hits total.
Right. I got one save.
Nice. And I think you actually have one extra defend from Kaliko, so I think you can roll one more d8. Just in case.
That failed too.
All right, so 2 damage total. Boom! As the shield finally managed to successfully clock you in the face. Little one.
Ow.
Little one, your friends are in trouble. What do you do?
Oh boy. Okay. So firstly, I'm going to actually use. I'm going to step up to Gunpei and just do. I'm also frantically searching the PDF.
Yeah.
Oh no, here we go. I'm going to. Okay, so this Naga spirit that has just been summoned, I'm going to use 1 beat to stride towards Gunpei, and in that movement, the Naga is going to swim up and surround the form of Jinu and slightly possess him.
Ooh, slightly.
To give you +2 to faith rolls, because I have noticed that that's a thing that you like to do. And then I will use. I'm going to just use the raise beat. I'm going to just use my last 2 beats to heal 2. Is it only critical when you do raise?
Yeah, you can only do raise when someone's at 0 HP, but I believe as a
okay, but I
Balian,
can
you
do
have
search.
You can do search, and I believe as a Balian you have other healing abilities if you want. But damage is pretty light right now.
Yeah. No, I'm not ready to like go into a full-on trance, because once that happens, that's what I'm doing. So like, yeah, I'm just gonna use what everybody can do to heal. Yeah, so the surge ability is heal 1/4 of your HP, gain posture and resistance up by 2, and then cleanse all fray. That's 1 beat that I did all those things?
Yes, it is. You're a healer.
Okay, I'm a healer, but all of us can do that. That's just in the regular things that everybody can do, which I love. All right, so Gunpei, you're feeling a little bit better, bud.
Thank you.
And then I think I have one last beat, and I'm going to allow my Naga to stay surrounding Jinu and just take a step back.
Jinu, how do you feel about this snake spirit whirling around you?
He's like, well, I've already made 1 wet friend today. Might as have another one.
Sekai, I'm always saying this. I'm glad we agree. All right, fantastic. And with that, we have reached the end of this first fulmination. Now, kind of like it's combat inspiration Final Fantasy Tactics, different things happen. There are different goals. You're not necessarily just trying to KO enemies here. Your goal is to survive. And it's ticked down a little bit. So good job. You survived 1 round against these enemies so far. But now back to the top of the order. It is the Guardian again. The Guardian is not so happy, Jinu, that you're attacking his good buddy, the Cannoneer. So this Guardian is going to unleash Thundering Strikes and make a metal bravery attack versus an adjacent fighter. Is that something you're weak to?
Metal?
Yeah.
I am not weak to metal.
Okay. All right. And yes, all of these guys do have weaknesses and resistances. So go ahead and roll posture against his attack.
Cool.
He's gonna roll. Okay, that's 2 successes. 2 hits.
I got 1 8.
Okay, so you take 1 damage as he slams you with this shield, and your tiny dog body is sent it to shock a little bit. Posture down has been inflicted on you, so reduce your posture by 1 for the rest of the battle.
Whoa.
These are some nasty baddies. And then he is going to put his shield up in case anyone tries to attack him. Gunpei, you are up.
Okay. Yeah, so I should speak to my discipline a little bit. I am a Mangangaya, which is a sea raider. So I am pretty proficient at like hitting people out here in the water, which we're
Mhm.
doing. I raided my roommate's costume closet before we started during the break.
Oh.
And I know this is a little too Western, but I'm just going to put this on. So I'm like, I feel like
Pirate mode
we're
engaged.
still out here kind of by the sea. All I'm going to do is the same stuff as last time, attacking the Guardian. I'm going to light my sword on fire again.
Yep.
I'm going to make some attack rolls.
Do it, and he'll discard his first defend die. He is rolling a lot of defend die though, because his shield is up.
Okay, I rolled a lot, but I only got one success, but it was a 10.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. He rolled terribly despite rolling 6 die. So you dealt 1 damage to him, and yeah, because of the eviscerate. Very nice. So he has now taken a total of 4 damage, and because this is a like double-digit HP system, he's looking like you've dealt a not insignificant chunk of him. Like if we were to quantify it mathematically, he's like he's got like 3/4 left. Good job.
Gotcha.
As your fire starts to sear part of his shield.
Oh, I get to roll again because it was 10. I get to roll 1 more.
Oh, sure, yeah, why not?
It missed. Never mind.
Jason, no. That's okay. The Lancer is starting to get a little bit overwhelmed by everything that's going on. Recognizing, Kaliko, that you are aiding your piratey friend, the Lancer is going to do something towards you. Once again, attack and block. So he's going to roll 5d10. You're going to roll whatever your number of d8s is for posture against it. Hit, miss. So you got 2 hits. How many d8s were 6 and higher? Oh, you're muted.
2 6s.
Okay, so you completely guard against his spear strike with your blade.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the first time I've actually drawn a blade. And I think it's the blade I actually draw is actually a blade that's actually broken. So it's not even a complete sword. It's just like half a sword. So when they like throw this lance up, I just like without like casual thought just and just block it. And then they go for another strike and I just like do it down there, you know. And I'm just like shrug. Like very
Amazing.
casually with a smile.
Not even
Coolest.
taking it out.
Yeah.
That is so sick. And you can see that this Banwa raider is starting to find uneven footing on the sand. Not used to this back where he comes from, so he just takes a defensive stance. Fantastic. Very good. Speaking of, Kaliko, it is your turn.
I guess I'm gonna inflict some violence.
Yes, so.
Because I'm in the middle of violence. I'm gonna use my mocking sword to do 3 strikes at them.
Amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, go for it. The Lancer will roll defend, which is not that much because he's a raider. 1 success.
Uh, 2 successes.
Okay, very nice. So you deal 1 point of damage to the Lancer. Ugh.
Yeah. Just undercut with that broken blade and just like slash him in the center of the chest.
Very
and,
nice.
And I mock them as I do it. And I tell them that you need to get some better footing. Just, you know, go with the flow. You know, as I kind of like shift back and forth on my paws, like almost effortlessly, just feel the rhythm.
Why are you so calm? I'm trying to kill you.
You can try.
Amazing. So 1 hit dealt to him as this all is happening. Amazing. Awesome. So you have 2 more strikes. If you want to, you can attack again, and you'll just have less d10s to roll, or you can use one of your other abilities. Also, the Sword Poet techniques on the second page are up for grabs as well.
Yeah, I'll just ride that then and use the sort of bond that I have and use the Tavanda blade that is 1 beat, also inflicts 1+1 provoke if I strike with them.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's got to aim for you. Fantastic. Very good. Got him in a deadlock.
So do I have to? I'm sorry, I have to roll still, right?
Yeah, if it's an attack, you still have to roll. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that just went into the universe. I'm gonna roll. Only 1 success.
All good. All right. Yeah, he did not do so well. All right, so another damage dealt.
Yeah.
Very nice. And everybody, hydrate was redeemed.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank
And then
you,
I'm gonna use the last turn I have to just block, just to keep myself continually safe.
Perfect. So you can add 1 extra defense die whenever you're attacked.
Oh, perfect.
You are keeping them engaged so well. I love the flavor of this like defensive sword fighter. I love that so much. It's so sick. Amazing. Yeah, thank you all so much for the donation so far. Not only can you give people dice, we've decided that rerolls are allowed now too. Might be useful for folks. So let's continue down the order to the Cannoneer. Let's roll for what the Tiglantaka wants to do. She is not too happy that Ginu is in her face. She is going to... She rolled a... oh, sorry, I rolled a d6 for the Cannoneer actions. Runs away and then blasts you with a cannon. So true. So, why don't you roll posture against this Ginu?
Wait, I think my attack, my sinful blade attack that I did before, even though it missed, it's still provoked, and this I don't think they can move away from me.
That's awesome.
What?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. All right, so yeah, that's what provoked us. There we go. So her action was rendered to only 1 action because she can no longer move, and I'm rolling for what the NPCs do in this system because it's very supportive of GM-less play, and I want to showcase that. So she's like, I really don't like you. Just drops a cannon in your face. Roll posture against this.
Cool.
Ooh, there's 3 successes. Whoa. In fire damage.
I did not. I did not. Those all hit.
Oh no. What's your resistance, by the way?
My resistance is
your mask element.
It's fire.
Okay, so it's only 2 successes.
Cool.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah, very nice. All right, so you only take 2 points of damage from this cannon blast in your face. The smoke clears, and yet standing on the other side is Ginu. Incredible. Speaking of Ginu, you're up.
All right. I think I'm going to use my Scarlet Edge of Love technique. So I'll spend 1 beat to summon the Scarlet Blade, which I just imagine to be an even bigger sword than what he is already using.
What? How big are these swords?
And it is a ranged Earth Faith attack versus 1 fighter in range 3. I'm going to use a beat to change the attack into an area Earth Faith attack versus all enemies in burst 2.
I will allow that to hit everybody because everyone's kind of bunched together. Wait, so you're summoning like a giant ethereal weapon that you're dropping on the beat?
Yeah.
As a basic attack? This game is cool. So they're all gonna roll. Was this a faith attack?
This is a faith attack.
They are all rolling resistance against it as a faith attack, and believe it or not, They do not have high resistance. None of these people are casters.
Nice.
The
And you
Guardian.
have +2 faith. You have +2 faith from the snake.
Yeah.
What?
Hell
So you're
yeah.
rolling like a million die here. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guardian only got 1 block. Lancer, none, and Cannoneer, 2. Okay, so how much damage was dealt?
I got 3 successes.
Okay, so the Lancer's down to 7 HP. Nice. The Tiglantaka, the Cannoneer, is down to 8. I don't mind just telling you all because you can play this GMless. You'll be keeping track of this anyway.
Mhm.
And the Guardian is now down to 10.
And then I'm going to use that last beat to use the Atonement Ritual, which I think is very funny. He attacks, he's like, yeah, and then he's like, oh, sorry, guys. Too loud still. And he'll gain 2 posture after the attack.
What? Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Are murder claims broken? Of all the classes, I mean, I guess it makes sense. But you know, cool. All right, the Guardian's gonna go again. Genu, he's not too happy with what you did. He turns to you, truly polar opposites. Though you are both of the Sentinel archetype, he is staring you down angrily, and he's like, "You and I are opposites, and yet you stand in my way, small dog." He is going to attack you. He's rolled a 4, which means he's going to. Oh, boo, that's the same thing. Let's do something else. The Guardian is going to slam his shield on the ground and do a Guardian Aura, which costs 2 beats to do. Every ally within burst 3, which is everybody, you are now. The Guardian can choose to take any attacks meant for his allies.
Oh.
And now it is Lil Juan's turn to wrap up the initiative.
Yeah, it is. I left out a little bit of flavor text, which I think is important, is that every time Lilian inflicts violences, she is dancing a horrid dance to curry the favor of the gods. So whatever is like, you look over and it's like kind of spooky and cool, but it's also like very disturbing. And all of that jewelry that is like not seeming to serve any purpose is like starting to like jingle and like clink and sort of in rhythm to Kaliko's song. Like it's like we've got like a spooky shanty going on the beach right now.
So cool.
So we're going to spend a beat to summon an additional spirit familiar. And this is going to be, I think, people have been having to use roll posture against some attacks, right? So this is going to be yet another serpent, but a land serpent. So we've got our sort of Naga action, and then we have like a giant boa serpent in like a different color, let's say, kind of like slipping out and around and kind of climbing up Kaliko if she's interested. Which it doesn't say that you actually have any choice. Like I think Warrior Balians just like put their spirits wherever.
They just put snakes in places?
Just
That's what your class does?
places. It could be other stuff. There's roosters, there's a deer. But anyway, and so that is going to give you +2 posture and +1 attack tooth on earth attacks. Kaliko. So that was 1 beat to do that. And then how's our friend Tagunpe doing? He kind of like made it through the last round.
Yeah, I'm still pretty healthy, but I am probably the most hurt out of the group.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you're so big. I think like Lilian has figured out how to stand like right behind you, like right behind you, so like she's not visible anymore. She's just kind of like hid behind a tree, but the tree is you, and just like kind of puts one hand out to perform the same healing beat that we did earlier that I didn't look up again.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so quarter of your HP, posture and resistance up 2, and cleanse all. Oh, but you have an effect on you, don't you? We'll take care of that next time. You have like a -2 resistance or something. We'll take care of it. Not today. Not
Very
right now.
nice. A fantastic job. Amazing. All right, so we've reached the end of the combat order, and your survive timer ticks down. Now, I think it's about time for us to change things up a little bit, because we like to have a little dynamic combat. As all of this combat is happening, in the middle of this fray on the beach, there is a sudden pillar of fire, humanoid size, that materializes. And appearing in front of all of you is a bamboo folk man, human, hair slicked back, wearing priest's robes, and he has, it looks like a white star tattooed in the center of his forehead. And he looks around at all of you and he says, "My children, you cannot handle 4 kadunganan. I must ask that you all take a break." Snaps his fingers, and then all of the enemies you've been fighting disappear in a puff of smoke. The man looks to all of you and says, "My apologies. My name is Alab Mejia. I am one of the commanders of this expedition. I greatly apologize for the violences we must inflict on your people, but it is necessary to unify the land. I do not wish for my children to be hurt anymore, you understand, so I will take to the battlefield myself." He touches his forehead, his chest, his shoulder, and as he reaches his arm across his chest, a fiery blade appears in his hand as an Ashen Vicar enemy appears before you, your first boss enemy, and we go back to the top of the order. Now, you only have one enemy to defeat. That's good, right? The thing with Gubat Banwa is that he's going every turn!
God.
He's got
game,
so
dude.
many moves.
So we are at the top of the order. Tagumpe, this scary fire priest has appeared. Also he's permanently floating about 1 foot above the ground. So
I'm so jealous.
so what do you do?
What, so he's on fire, or this boss is on fire?
Oh no, he's just floating. His sword is
Okay,
on fire.
okay.
Also,
Oh,
what do you know?
yeah. All right. So I'll put my sword on fire again. I'll be like, "Hey, both our swords are on fire."
My child, it is absolutely blasphemous the way you invoke the right to flame.
What? Who gives you the right to say what's blasphemous and not? Maybe we can just talk this out.
Looks at the sword on fire. I don't think so. We are past that.
I don't know. All right. If you want to fight, I'll fight. But like, honestly, I've been getting into my art a lot more, and I don't know if this is super necessary.
Listen, art is a distraction from the Lord.
Wow. You
Man, we
You
gotta
are
kill this guy.
so
Gotta go.
lame. You suck. Bring your cannoneer back. That cat was cooler than you, and I fucking hate cats. I'm a dog. All right. I'm just gonna make some attacks.
Go for it. Oh my goodness, Tony gave me a D10!
Oh no.
I'm gonna use my scary little silvery white die because it seems appropriate for our priest guy.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Great.
Also, with lighting my sword on fire, I've forgotten this the other 2 times I went, but it says you inflict 1 fray per hit. What does that mean?
Okay, so Fray is lasting damage. So that means when his turn comes around, he takes 1 damage per Fray.
Okay, I wish I remembered
Oh,
that.
all good.
But yeah, I do two hits if depending on how much he blocks, and then
Yep.
yeah, a fray.
He got 2 successes. So he takes 1 damage, and then on his next turn, he'll take 1 Fray.
Cool.
So let's see. How much HP does he have? He has that much HP?
No,
Don't say it like that, dude. I'm about to donate myself.
Donate to other players, not yourself. That's cheating.
I'm about to donate to all 3 other players. How much will that cost?
I don't know. Erika, let him know. All right, so it is now his turn, and let me tell you, these boss stats are crazy. He's now in phase 1. He's now in his meek phase. So he is going to. Ooh, I gotta roll a d12 to see what he does. He has so many actions. He rolled a 6. He's going to stride, active, and and cast Act of God. So he hovers one square to the side, and then he is going to do oh, that's annoying. That doesn't make sense. He would do that to heal his allies. I'm just going to do the other one. He's going to do Demented Salvation instead, because that's an offensive ability. He is going to inflict daze on all of you. So let me just double check what, because I think I know what daze is. Daze. You can now only target close fighters, meaning with this flash of light, you're not able to aim or ranged attacks, and you lose all stances if you are in any. See, I don't know if any of you are in stances, so he's kind of just annoying you with this big flash of light. You can no longer make ranged attacks until you cleanse days. That's his turn. Let's move next to Kaliko. Oh, you're muted. All good.
Sorry. I am going to use Shield of Swords. And I'm gonna use the thing called God Poet Wings. So with one beat, I can make it so that when I stride, I can teleport. What is it? Teleport your SPD instead?
Speed. So rather than having to walk, you can ignore all terrain and just teleport
get up there.
around.
Cool. Yeah, I want to be fast.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm gonna just inflict some violence 2 times on this guy.
Absolutely. And thank you all for the huge donation that we just got. We've passed $100. Amazing.
Hey.
Let us know what you want to do with that, because you can give Jason.
Yes.
What?
What?
Jason, you donated. That's enough to, I think, give somebody a legendary success. So you can just give someone 5 hits if you want. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Who's gonna do the most with 5 hits?
Oh man, I feel like it's Ginu.
Ginu.
Actually,
about to get 5 hits.
Actually, Sekai, what if I get up close to this guy, hit him once, and then my last move is I set you up to do an epic lift off me to do an epic jump move.
That's
I combo set you up for something. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use God Poet Wings to just get as close as I can to this guy. Slash him once with my mocking blades, and then just turn around and just set up a stance to aid Ginu. To just destroy him with a legendary move. So yeah, let me just roll for the blade hit.
Yep,
for the
you only got
mocking
1 block, so pretty good place.
Let's go. Oops, sorry, that was.
Again, let's get the mental image that 3 out of 4 of our heroes are dogs, as they're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
all these crazy combos.
I'm gonna use my Thunderbolt. I only got 1 success, so if I use my Thunderbolt, can I re-roll the ones I didn't succeed?
You automatically turn one of them into a success.
Oh, then I'm gonna use the Thunderbolt to make sure I hit that guy.
Absolutely. So you deal 1 successful hit to him.
Yeah.
He's now at 34 hit points.
Every bit counts.
It does.
And then I'm just gonna kind of almost bend the knee, just get into a position where I can just help Ginu, and that's my last beat, and then that's my turn.
The Alab Mejia sees you kneeling and says, "No, I am simply an avatar of the Father. You need not kneel to me. Understand?"
It's not
This
for
fucking
you,
guy.
whoever you are. It's for him, and I point to Ginu whenever it is his next turn.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I'm projecting so much religious trauma onto this character. All right. So he's gonna go again. He's no longer in the meek phase anymore. He is now in his exalted phase. So now he touches his robe, and in a burst of fire, his robe burns off the top half of his body, revealing a skin that is sparkling like diamond. And he is going to... Let's roll a d12 and see what happens. A 9. Oh my goodness. So once again, he zoops around and flash of light, demented salvation. You're still stunned. It's a redundant action, but he has now added all vulnerability to all of you, meaning you're now weak to every element.
What?
So he'll just be rolling extra dice whenever he attacks you. He still hasn't done that yet, so hopefully he does that soon. All right, Ginu, you're up.
All right, I've got a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
What is a true hit?
True hit is a guaranteed hit. You do not need to have
Okay,
the
cool.
opponent roll defense. It just hits automatically.
Sounds good. And what is this legendary success I'm hearing of?
You can automatically just get 5 additional hits when you attack,
Five
because Jason
additional
made a
hits.
big donate.
Oh, okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is... Wait, what is the stunning thing that's on me right now?
You can't attack at range.
Okay, sick. All right, so I'm gonna use 1 beat to change my aspect from Makayao to Kalakatri.
Oh,
So I'll get +1 speed. I'll lose that +1 defense that I was getting. And then it says, while in this aspect, whenever you make a melee attack, you can consume X amount of murder charges to turn X hits on a melee attack into true hits.
so you use murder charges to make things hit automatically.
Right. And then I will use my movement to run to Calico, and I'll dive into the air so I don't have to, no range attacks. So I'm gonna get up close and personal to this guy floating 1 foot in the air. And I'm gonna use Sinful Blade for my melee Earth Faith attack, which will
Okay.
also inflict provoke. And
So
I'll
you can't move.
I'll tech on this this legendary success as well, so it'll be
Yeah.
a +5 as well.
All right, he has better resistance than posture.
Oof.
2 successes.
All right, and let's see. And 1. All right, and then I guess I'll use. Should I use my murder charges for the ones that did not technically hit?
If you want to do damage, sure, go for
Let's
it, and
do
you'll just
that.
get an additional 5 for free
Plus that.
because of our pirate here.
Right, exactly. So then that's 5 hits plus
Okay.
the 5 from the legendary success.
What?
So be 10 total.
Okay, so
Let's go.
what? Okay, so he got 2.
Oh,
It's 8 because he got 2 defense. But oh my god, Sekai, please visually describe what you just did, because that was enough HP to evaporate like your cannoneer friend immediately. if she was still here.
He's got I think this aspect change, put a little bit more spring in his step. He doesn't seem so old anymore. He's bringing this giant weapon up. He runs up to Calico. Calico does a high way of an overshoot. I just leap into the air, 10 feet into the air.
Yeah.
I'm just pummeling down on this way. I do 2 backflips, just for flair. And then I just shout, "Be quiet!" as I stab it into his arm right there. Stab it into wherever.
Awesome. Yeah, you impale him in the shoulder, and because you technically landed 8 hits, because you're swinging a weapon around, this is the way we'll flavor it. You do your flip, you stab into him, there's a moment where everything seems quiet. And then 8 blasts of darkness start to eviscerate his arm as you just blow a chunk of flesh out of him. And he screams out, "By the Father!" as this is happening. What the fuck? Cool. Anything else?
Wow.
Those are all my beats.
Yeah, they sure are. I gotta try this class. All right, he's not too happy about this. As the Umara god, I'm electing that if he does another stun, I'm re-rolling. It's got to be an attack this time. Let's see. let's. Ooh, okay. I am going to have him do Bladed Hand. So this is a melee fire faith attack versus all fighters in Path 5, which I believe can hit everybody. The way that a path works is that kind of like, you can think of it like Wall of Fire in D&D, you can like guide it around. So he takes this fiery sword, he swings it, and a shockwave of fire snakes around to hit every single one of you. So everybody roll res against this, but subtract 1 die, because you're weak to this now.
If I have a resistance to fire and this weakness to fire, does it cancel out?
It
or
cancels
is it just
out.
weak? Okay, cool.
It cancels out, yeah. He does this and is going to heal. Oh no! So that's 2 10s and a 9. So 5 damage, 5 faith damage to everybody, unless you got into difficulties.
That's crazy.
Thank you, Tony. Just gave me 1 more success, baby.
Nice, thank you, Tony. Cool. So that was his first attack. Let's do. Let's see. You know what? He's feeling like a dick. Let's do Act of God. He swings his hand and he is going to slide 3 all of you. So he just shoves all of you 3 squares away from him in this blast of air and fire as you are all pushed 3 squares away. So you now have to move up to him to attack again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, casual little turn. Let's go to Little One now.
All right, so I'm going to inflict violence via my Naga spirit, and I think because it's possessing Jinu right now, when the Naga moves, you move as well. So I'm gonna use my stride to get back into melee with this guy, and then the Naga is going to carry you bodily back into melee range. So you're back in it, baby.
Nice.
And you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna spend another beat to let the serpent spirit carry Kaliko back into range. So everybody's fuck you, man. That's Little One's like still at the age where like swearing is like a big deal. Just fuck you. Swearing to an authority figure. Rush. Okay, so that's that. And then fuck it, you know what? We're just gonna get in there. And I'm gonna strike with a blessed weapon. So this is a melee fire faith attack versus this guy.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, and so if I have the sword alignment, then that is 1 extra tooth on attack. Is that right?
That's the sword alignment is you can change the attack to that element.
Got it. Okay.
And we do not know his weakness yet.
Good point. So
You might as well try it. Who knows?
Let's try it. I mean, it's already a fire attack, so we're gonna do our best.
Cool.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Fire is neutral.
All right, we got 110, and that's it.
110, and that's it. All right. So that is 2 successes. Let's see his res, which is 4 dice. All fails.
Wow.
So 2 hits
go.
are dealt. You notice that fire damage is neutral on him.
Okay.
In all of this.
Yeah.
Boom, as you blast him. Now, he's starting to get serious. It's the top of what is going to be your final round of combat for this stream. Erika, if we could switch over to the next 1 floor track, which is Thy Oath. This is another official Gubat Banwa track. You should check out the art for it because it depicts one of the Pale Kings, which is this 3-headed, horrifying space Catholic. He is going to do just 3 attacks. He's just going to do 3 attacks. Even though he loses die each time he does it, that's something you can do. He is just going to be swinging his fiery sword like crazy. I've had enough of these heretics! He swings his sword around. He is going to first aim for Kaliko and Tagumpe with his first sword attack. So both of you roll to resist.
Wait.
Oh my god, he got all fails.
Oh. Good.
I'm going to convert one of them into a success with Tony's donation. So he got 1 hit on each of you.
I got two successes.
2 successes.
All right,
Yeah,
so he
let's
doesn't
go.
do anything,
Yeah,
I
let's
guess.
go. Block, block.
Versus. He's going to attack again, but this time he has 2 less die against Liluan and Jinu Jinu. That time is 2 successes. So 2 successes. Roll resistance against it.
We're -1 resistance right now? Is
Yes,
that right?
you are. Yes, you are.
Why do I say these things? All right, that's 1.
You got 1 miss as well.
Okay, so each of you take 1 point of fire damage. And
All right.
let's see. He'd only be attacking with 1 die if he does it again. So I think let's see. Maybe he'll do something else. No, he's just gonna attack again. Specifically, he's going to look at Jinu Jinu right in front of him and aim this fiery sword right down at you. Go ahead and roll resistance against it.
You got 1 miss.
All right, that is enough. Your glaive catches on his sword. Why won't you fall? All right. Now we are to Tagumpe, your last turn of the session.
Cool. As I block him the last 2 times, I'm like, what? You
Wait.
are such a square, dude. Let me ask you a question. What does your religion say about tattoos?
Well, it kind of depends on the context. See, this is a special kind of bleaching technique that I use to get the star on my forehead. I don't so much use the method that you're using. I personally think it is best to just cover up if you're trying to look professional.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna kill you. You're really just a buzzkill. And I'll make a few attacks. I guess I'll light my sword on fire, not for the actual fire damage, but just for the bonuses that this thing gives me. 2.
Yeah, I guess I'll light my sword on fire.
I have
Big deal.
four successful hits.
Okay.
No 10s, but yeah.
This is a not so good a roll for him because they're all fails. Because he's rolling posture against it, so he takes 4 damage. He's looking at like half HP now. Very good.
Half!
Suck it, dude.
Very nice. Was there eviscerate on any of that?
Yeah, and then Frey as well. which I keep
Oh
forgetting.
yeah, yeah. So let's just stack another extra 2 damage on him. Boop. He's at
Thank you.
exactly half HP now.
Sweet.
Very good. He's not looking too happy at all. He is going to... I am tired of him rolling that stun move. I'm going to do something else. He is going to teleport behind you, Tagumpe. He is going to pull all of you towards him in melee range now, so that he can once again strike you all with his fire sword. So everybody roll resistance against it. 2, 3, 4, 5. He has rolled. Oh my god. No successes. The power of teamwork is really doing well for you. However, you now suffer from the unbalance condition. I forgot to mention flanking, which really would have changed things. Because in Gubat Banwa, if you have an ally within melee range of an enemy you're attacking, you get another die. I forgot about it until now, but oops, we can't do it anymore.
Now we're all together.
Listen, this game is best played on a grid, so you can keep track of these things. We're theater of the minding it. I'm still having a great time, but boom! Oh, you're all shaky balance now. All right, so now we are to Kaliko, your last turn of the session.
Okay. I have this thing called animating song, and it says that I may surge 3 times per violence. Is that for
Okay.
every attack?
So
make sure I know what that means.
sure, violence is combat, and surge is movement without being impeded by terrain.
Okay, cool.
So that's a great movement skill.
Cool. Just double checking, make sure I could actually use that. Okay, since I'm close to him, my first beat is gonna be a sword burst. So one beat makes an attack, an area air bravery attack versus all enemies in burst 1 instead.
Absolutely. And just double checking something, you found his weakness. So you're gonna roll 1 extra die. He's weak to air.
Oh.
Because he's flying, right? You gotta make him a little dizzy.
Oh yeah.
Go.
It's been rolling terribly. That is no successes again. This guy's supposed to be nuts.
Hell yeah, that's 3 successes.
Oof. All right, that's a lot of damage for this system. Wow, you've all dealt 21 damage to him total at this point. Kaliko, why don't you visually describe what this looks like?
Yeah, I feel like since Liluan has brought me on this with this land snake, I think I'm on the back of that land snake, and then as soon as I get close enough, I just leap into the air, and with that same still broken sword, it just like a burst of air wind just kind of like goes along with it. So even though like the full length of the blade doesn't like come anywhere near him, he still gets this like burst of wind that follows behind it that ends up being the actual like slice of the blade. And I think, yeah, so that's for that attack. And I think with that, if I'm still riding the momentum, since air is his weakness, I have another thing called the Sword of Diplomacy.
Okay.
Which is I strike and instill a better world with my poetry. I make a melee air faith attack versus 1 adjacent fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and do that. You get 1 extra die, but you lose 2 because it's your second attack of the turn. So just roll with 1 extra die.
Okay, cool.
Or 1 less die, rather.
1 less die. Cool, perfect.
That time you did get 2 successes.
That's 1 success.
Okay,
with
so
a 9.
he does block it, but you gain a Thunderbolt token. And you know what? You gain another one too because of how cool that description was before. If you want to use them now to just overturn his successes and deal 1 damage to him, I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I'll just turn, like, since I sliced up, then I'm just gonna kind of, as I'm riding the momentum down, like fall in with gravity, then I just do that second slice. And then I just like land on the sand with that second slice through. Hell yeah.
Hell yes. By the way, just to let y'all in at how silly this character is, there are 2 abilities that do not have to do with gameplay mechanics. He has one ability where if I'm not using these because it's the first time we're playing the game, but if any player takes more than 1 minute to decide their turn, they take 3 damage.
What? Wow.
And then he has another ability called Gnostic Rumination where he can just call out, when you try to attack him, he can use 1 action to call out the number of attack teeth you as the player have to physically pick up, and if I as the GM pick up my attack teeth faster, I cancel your attack.
What?
So we're not doing those.
What?
That's really
This is
cool.
the best game that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you take more than a minute, you take damage. Also, this game not only is anti-players taking forever, it's anti-murder hobo because there's an honor system, and if your character goes to -1 honor by doing things that are unfaithful to your life philosophy, you become an evil NPC and lose your player character.
Fuck yeah. I love it. So
This-
good.
The system's so cool. All right. We are almost done. Let's take his turn again. He teleports and stuns you all in a flash of light again. Oops, no more ranged attacks. He keeps rolling 6s. All right, Ginu, it's your turn.
Nice. All right. I am going to, right next to him, use Sensor of Purity, which is test your victim's purity. Choose 1 adjacent fighter. They can inflict 1 hit against you. If they do, inflict 1 true hit back at them and inflict provoke. If they choose not to, they suffer stun. It's pretty much just Ginu,
What?
small, looking up and being like, hit me, I dare you.
Wait, so if he chooses not to hit you, he's stunned.
Yeah,
And if he hits you, you hit him back.
I hit him back and I
What?
inflict provoke.
What the fuck is a murder glaive? All right, he's gonna attack you.
All right, so I'll take 1 damage, and then and then
Yep.
Sky will also take 1 damage,
Okay.
And then I'll do it again. I'll look at him and be
What?
like, do it again.
Well, I mean-
dare."
Well, I'm going to hit you. He's gonna do it again.
Sick.
What?
So he's been provoked twice, he's been hit back twice, and then for my last thing, I will just attack with my Lance of Darkness.
Yep. Go, yeah, do it. Go ahead. He's gonna roll res against it.
Cool. And then I think somebody donated a D10 for me a little while ago, so I'm going to use that for this one.
Yep. Go for it. Add that extra die.
Sick.
You got 2 successes.
Awesome. And then I'm going to use my 2 Thunderbolt tokens that I have to deal 6 successes.
Whoa!
Well,
He's down to
Yes.
6 HP now. That is wild.
let's.
All right.
What a turn.
He's looking desperate. He's starting to realize things are not looking so good for him. What? He's gonna use Drink the Wrath of the Almighty. So he is going to, I've had enough of you! Pillars of flame shoot up. You all are under the effect of wrath. You lose 2 actions every turn, and you lose the benefits of all of your discipline traits. You've been condemned. Suddenly, he has weakened all of you, and you can only make basic attacks. And if you remove wrath with anything, you take 2 damage. As he gestures with his hands, you can see a visage almost resembling one of the Pale Kings hovers out of him as he casts this spell on you. If you want to cleanse this, you take 2 damage, and Lilwan, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, so that's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm going to spend 2 beats to do a holy distillation.
Mhm.
And so I think I probably like I'm still kind of like crouching at this guy's feet with like a pair of daggers in him where he's like not paying attention.
Mhm.
And I think, okay, no, I'm gonna do pure land realm. So I'm going to put down a burst 1 purification field in range 2.
Mhm.
And all allies that start their fulmination within the field cleanse 1 status.
Amazing. So after he takes all of his divine energy to condemn all of you, snap of your fingers, circle of light, Lilwan, you dispel it. You see that he hovers down to the ground and says, how do you possess so much power?
I'm just like, I don't know. It's like my parents did it, and I'm doing it too.
He glowers at you, and all of you see an explosion in the back as you see the 2 ships from the armada that did reach the shore start to sink. He turns around and he goes, impossible! How could the Ashen Star fall? And right as he starts to back away in fear from the sight of his own ships falling, a shape bursts out of the water. And with 6 HP left, he is not able to resist as the Fisher King's whale shark gobbles him and drags him into the water. No! As he claws his way, and he gets swallowed by the whale shark. And you all have survived the 4 rounds of combat necessary to protect the village. You are now out of combat. You feel your wounds start to cleanse as Siga, the other warrior Balian, starts to heal you with a number of different spirits of her own. The Fisher King runs over to all of you from the water, his messy hair falling into his face, making him look like a completely different man, much more fierce and intimidating. And yet he says to all of you in the same tone of voice, you all okay? We good? We survived?
Yeah, thanks, Datu. That was wow. Yeah, I can't believe your fish ate that guy. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not even counting how many guys he hit anymore, am I right? He punches you in the shoulder. All right, well, the people of Gandhara owe you a great debt, which we represented both in roleplay and mechanically. And we are so grateful to what you have done, and I think the best way we can repay that debt is invite you to the Festival of Lights.
Will there be food?
There will be so much food, and we will be tending your wounds.
Oh, that's good.
Will Talim be there?
Talim pokes her whale shark head out of the water and winks at you.
Oh, we love you.
As night falls on Gatusan and the village of Gandhara, all of you have a great time eating and drinking and dancing and laughing. There's a moment where everything gets quiet as this 7-foot-tall, stick-like figure with yellow eyes seems to be looking at you from the woods as you recognize what must be one of the Unglu, one of the most feared creatures in Gubat Banwa. Terrifying stat block, too. But because of the relationship the village has, and with the fact that this land has been protected, the Unglu reaches a hand out to all of you, and blue lights start to come up. And you see from the forest, blue lights start to come up from all of the trees, as if all of the Unglu help celebrate your victory along with the people of Gandhara. And that is where we are going to close our stream.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for the donations. Player Accentuated, we have raised $165 for Stop AAPI Hate in this period of 2.5 hours, which is incredible. This was the first time we've ran Gubat Banwa on the channel. It's the first time any of us have tried Gubat Banwa, and it is such a wonderful system that we are definitely going to be doing more of. Thank you all so much for all the donations. Thank you so much for tuning in, trying to make a change with these games that we love so much. And yeah, like Erika said in chat, we'll be keeping the donation link up all this month. First of all, let's get some cheers and snaps in the chat for Erika for keeping this stream running.
Yeah, Erika.
Really being such a huge organizational force, not just behind this, but also as the founder of Roll D5. One of the founders of Roll D5, really facilitating all of these awesome streams and all of these awesome systems. Erika, we would not be here without you. We are all here because of you. We're just going to go around really quickly, share where you can find us and support us, and stick around after because we'll probably try to share the love and raid somebody. My name is Julian, Juli or Juli CL. I am one of the regulars here on Roll D5. I am an award-winning fantasy writer for the audio series The Realm Tree, a scripted fantasy series, 30 episodes featuring actors from Avatar: The Last Airbender, Genshin Impact, and Assassin's Creed. 30 episodes of fairies going on a adventure, trying to get their wings, having anime-style combat. I'm also an acting teacher who teaches acting and improv in the context of TTRPGs, and I'm a Twitch affiliate. On the channel Juli CL, JULICIEL. Thank you all so much for coming by. Let's go in reverse order this time. Let's have Jason. Jason, who are you and where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Warlock Trash on Twitter. That's how I met Julie, and it was a good time. You can also find me. I play other TTRPGs. I usually do it on a channel called Roll for Felicity. She's one of my best TTRPG friends, and we play a lot of games together, so you can find me there. And the other thing I will plug is a music video for an artist called Margot. I shot a music video with her in 2018, and the lead actor in that music video is Mel's brother, Zach.
The
who
true
is
fact, yeah.
a great guy.
Weird coincidence.
Full happenstance that we happen to be on a stream together. But yeah, I've worked with Mel's family before, and it's a good music video and a good song, and she's a great artist, Margot, so check that out. Thanks.
Heck yeah. Also, if you want to see Jason on Dimension 20's Dropout, he's in an episode of Actually, alongside Amy Vorpal and Allie Beardsley. So yeah, if you scroll,
Wow.
I didn't know that when we became mutuals, but I was scrolling through Actually episodes and I'm like, Jason, that's your profile picture, and I clicked it and you were just in the episode. It's crazy.
Yeah, good times.
Okay, not much else to say about it. Sure, fine. Let's go to Eli. Who are you and where can people find you?
Oh, hi. Aloha. My name is Eli. I am Kanakaba Ole. I am the resident ghost of Mayday Roleplay. We are a group of content creators who are making actual plays, both polished and live broadcast, in the most cinematic of qualities. We stream bi-weekly on Saturdays. We play a variety of games. We just completed our Tales from the Loop mini campaign with some of our favorite friends from the TTRPG space. We've also just wrapped up one of our big flagship games, Vampire the Masquerade Vegas by Night, where I play Niles. I will be in June running through a cult game, the Atrocity Exhibition. I will be the DM for that. And when I'm not hanging out with Mayday Roleplay, I make some games on the internet. Currently, my most recent game is Ghostfy, a game about last impressions and learning to say goodbye. It's a grief game to learn how to say goodbye to your characters or to learn how to use grief and death as a cinematic tool for your role playing. But yeah, you can find me mainly on Mayday Roleplay. All of our socials are under that, Mayday Roleplay, or go see Eli on Twitter. Yeah.
Heck yes, I love it. All right, Sekai, who are you and where can people find you?
Yeah, hey, I'm Sekai. I'm an actor. I'm a voice actor. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @SekaiEatWorld. I'm in things like Infinity Train, Monster High, a game that recently came out called Romancevania, which is really cool. You know, I don't do any of my own projects, but I'm glad to be a part of these. So I don't have too much to shout out, but Infinity Train was one of my favorite projects ever to work on, and it was kind of one of those things that got screwed over by big Hollywood. And if I had to shout out one thing right now, the writer strike is going on, so support that as much as you can.
Absolutely. And check out Infinity Train in whatever method you can. Sekai is not only the main character of season 4, but he sings. Some fun
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yes, okay.
And Mel, our dear muse for all the breaks and everything, as well as a wonderful player and dear friend. Mel, who are you and where can people find you?
All right, my name is Melissa Lusk. I'm a big Juli and Hermano fan, first of all and foremost. You can find me on Twitter Melissa J. Lusk. The J is for Ginu Ginu. And I am a voice actor, primarily in audio dramas. You can hear me on The Follow the House of Sunshine and SCP Archives and the Mayfair Watcher Society, doing all kinds of mostly doctors and kids, but sometimes other things too. And my band Boy Girl Party has a couple songs on the internet, some of which you heard tonight, which is neat. And I'm also in the band Teen Girl Scientist Monthly, which plays a lot more often than Boy Girl Party does. My current fixation is tarot, so if that's something that is fun for you, I'm just about to open my books to readings, and you can find me on Instagram @fromthemiddle.tarot, where, you know, it's a tarot account. Pull some cards, talk about them, and it would be neat to play more games because this is real fun. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a wonderful crew of people. I'm marveled that you all were able to assemble for this fairly off-the-cuff stream where I was so intimidated by the system but had such a great time with it. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you all so much for the donations and the support this AAPI month. Let's keep the energy going. Support AAPI creators, support the writer's strike. We are going to share the love and raid Cyber Nation Uncensored. So stick around, even if you just drop in their chat a whoop whoop from us or something like that. And we will catch you on the next roll. That's a catchphrase that we've never used before.
But we will now.
We will now. See you all later. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.